Crystals. We all know the stereotype, that witchy woman who thinks that her crystals have healing powers. A lot of people roll their eyes at her, but what does she know that we don't? How did we go from finding pretty rocks to using them for magic? This video is not a crystal how-to guide. I'm not going to go through each and every crystal and explain what they mean or what to use them for. That information is already everywhere. I want to go deeper. How old is this idea? Where did it come from? And is there any real science beneath all the sparkle? Let's find out. Hey, my name is Mick. Just by looking at me, your first impression is probably she must like astrology and crystals. And you'd be right. I do like astrology. But crystals? I actually don't know shit about crystals. It's fucking hot outside. So come along with me on this journey as I learn about all things woo-woo.
Mick goes woo-woo, curious, not a guru. Train goes choo-choo, all aboard for something new.
Before we get into it, I research these episodes the old-fashioned way. I check out a fat stack of books from my local library, read through them, and take notes. Then I work to organize all my learnings and ideas to bring the woo-woo to you. Oh, and my dog helps too. I'll put the full book list in the description. So what did I learn? Humans have been drawn to crystals for all of human history. Imagine you're an ancient Egyptian and you're wandering around the desert. Everything is just a beige landscape. Nothing really interesting to look at. And then you break open a rock and inside you find this beautiful, sparkly, colorful texture. Of course you're gonna think that's a cool thing and possibly even godly. So you go around and you show it off to everyone. Some people may have not even seen the color purple before. Word gets around and now the pharaoh finds out and he wants you to go back and get more of it. That's basically the story for all around the world. People found natural crystals, kept them, and they were treasured. So what exactly is a crystal? And how are they made? Crystals actually naturally form within the earth over hundreds, thousands, and sometimes millions of years. A true crystal is defined by having an atomic lattice structure called a crystal system. This crystal system grows under the right circumstances. You have to have the temperature and humidity and pressure just right. There is a really popular cave in Mexico that has these giant natural crystals in it. And the cave is 138 degrees Fahrenheit with 99% humidity. That is so humid that you would die after 10 minutes because you can't sweat to cool down. Not every crystal cave is deadly though, and it doesn't have to take thousands or millions of years to form crystals. You can actually grow crystals yourself at home. But when it comes to woo-woo, not every crystal is actually a crystal. For example, amber is actually fossilized tree sap, and obsidian is cooled volcanic lava. So ancient people all around the world found these natural crystals and kept them. The ancient Egyptians loved crystals, and they started to assign meanings to some of them. For example, they used amethyst in amulets to protect them from harm. They believed topaz to have powers given to it from the sun god Ra. And carnelian was worn around the necks of warriors because they believed it gave them courage in battle. Many cultures around the world did the same thing, and here are a couple examples. The ancient Chinese believed that azurite connected them to the gods. Clear quartz was viewed similarly by the Mayans and Native Americans. Roman sailors carried aquamarine for safety at sea. And in Tibet, green aventurine was believed to improve eyesight. Today, you'll find green aventurine carved into little happy Buddhas in gift shops. So how did we go from ancient ritual to modern-day crystal commercialism? These modern crystal books teach us routines and rituals around crystals. You may have heard of cleansing your crystals or maybe charging them under the light of the full moon. They give crystals a job for everything. All you have to do is put the crystals somewhere specific on your body or in your home, or even just hold them and meditate what you desire with the crystal in hand. Want to attract love in your life? Tell that to your rose quartz. Can't fall asleep? Put amethyst under your pillow. Seasonal depression got you down? Put amber in your bedroom and stare at it. Broke? Put jet in the back left corner of your house because that is the wealth corner. I think that this is where we lose a lot of people because, like, what do you mean? What do you mean the back left corner of my home is the wealth corner? Like, who decided that? You're saying a rock is going to fix my jet lag? These books, like, confidently claim some kind of absurd behavior without any context. And with crystal dictionary type of books, there's no way that one person tested 300 different crystals. So where did this all come from? What I found is that modern New Age spiritual ideas have no central authority. There is no woo-woo Bible. There is no woo-woo Pope. The information that you see now is likely a combination of all kinds of different resources over hundreds of, maybe thousands of years. There were these medieval catalogs called lapidaries that talked about stones and gems and their medical uses, because before modern medicine, people just, waved a crystal over your body about it, which they still do. Then you've got Renaissance era woo-woo ideas, and 19th and 20th century theosophy and New Age healing. If you look more closely, a lot of different systems are overlapping. For example, color psychology is real, like blue is calming and yellow is energizing. So those colors then get related to crystals of the same color with the same psychological benefits. This is then combined with the chakras. Each chakra has a different color and therefore crystals are associated with those as well. Check out my chakras video if you want to learn more about that. Then there's shape symbolism, crystals for each zodiac sign, and more different systems all combined together. Over time, all of this crystallized into rose quartz is for love and obsidian is for protection. So now I know you're wondering, and I was too, if these crystal traditions have been passed on for hundreds of years, then do they work? How do they work? It's science time. What? Oh, hey. This is nice. Crystals are scientifically quite useful. Quartz crystals demonstrate an effect called piezoelectricity. If you apply enough pressure to the crystal, it generates a measurable electrical charge. Because of this effect, tiny quartz crystals are used in radios, cell phones, barbecue lighters, and more. Now, remember how everything is made of atoms? Well, these atoms are never standing perfectly still. They are constantly vibrating at a rate that is undetectable to us without high-tech instruments. We are actually able to measure the atomic vibrations of crystals, and in the 20th century, it was discovered that these vibrations are so consistent that we can use them for timekeeping. Now, this idea of vibration is where crystals get woo-woo. Crystal books explain the magic of crystals through an idea called entrainment. Have you ever been around a really negative person and felt your mood dipping just from being near that person?
There's just always something about that. The vibes are off.
The energy feels off.
I didn't get good vibes, so I left.
Conversely, have you ever been around a highly positive person and felt your mood lift?
Amazing, guys. I love his vibe. I love his energy.
Taco Brady's got such good vibes, Chad.
She has nice energy.
She has good energy.
This is entrainment, defined as the tendency of one vibrational system to affect the other, so the two move in synchronicity. So, everything is made of matter. All matter is vibrating. Crystals have their own vibration. The human body has its own vibrations. Everything is constantly exchanging energy back and forth. This is the big idea. When you work with crystals, their energy is changing your energy through the idea of entrainment. So if this is the case, can we measure it? Well, we've tried to quantify crystal healing. I could only find a few studies trying to quantify the psychological effects of crystal healing. They gave two different groups, one a real crystal and then the other a placebo crystal, usually just glass. And the results of the study were largely the placebo effect. If people wanted to feel differently, they usually did, in both groups. To be honest, I thought I would find an abundance of scientific research proving that crystal healing is bogus, because the larger scientific community and our scientifically minded Western culture are so quick to be like, that's bullshit and you're lesser than me because you believe in that. But I didn't. I struggled to find peer-reviewed scientific research. So the reality of this is that there isn't a ton of scientific evidence to support crystal healing, just as there's not a lot of scientific evidence to refute it either. I would really love to see more studies done on this. Okay, so if all of these crystal benefits haven't been scientifically proven, then how are these books so confident that crystal healing works? This is where I struggled to figure out how to present this video, because on one hand, we have hundreds of years of people saying that crystals have genuinely helped them to feel better, but we don't really have any evidence beyond the anecdotal. I guess that's what makes it woo-woo, isn't it? Check this out. Crystal power lies not in understanding the physical or electrical properties of the crystals themselves, but rather in understanding the terminology and thought processes of people who practice crystal healing. The energies and powers they claim to use and capture in crystals have nothing to do with the everyday electromagnetic, chemical, or other energies we ordinary humans are familiar with. So maybe science and magic are asking different questions. Science asks, can we measure it? Magic asks, did this change how I feel? Crystals working might be more complicated than yes or no. If you're still intrigued by crystal magic, it's really tempting to just dive in, try to learn as much as possible, neglect doing your chores, and make it your entire personality for 2 weeks. Oh, just me? You could spend so much time immersed in these books about crystals, but never actually experience the crystals. This beginner's book actually cautions you from reading it cover to cover. The author's advice is to put the books down and pick up a crystal. Find one that attracts you. Wear it, hold it, put it in your pocket. Be in the moment and observe what sensations you feel, what thoughts come to mind, if you notice any changes at all. Maybe whether crystals are magic or not is up to you. Well, I guess that's the video. Not much more we can do without trying it for ourselves. I'm gonna head to my local crystal shop and see if any crystals catch my attention. Catch you next time.